If you're watching this, please subscribe. It helps YouTube sees us. I've been in law enforcement for 19 years, seen cartel shootouts, bodies pulled from the desert. A guy once nailed his wife to the floorboards. But that house took something from me. I haven't slept through the night since we opened that door. It started with a call. A woman named Carla Asher, 34, said she hadn't heard from her Uncle Lewis in over a year. No Christmas card, no birthday call, nothing. She wasn't close to him, said he'd always been odd, but the silence felt wrong. She gave us a location, half a mile off Highway 80, tucked below a line of sunburnt cliffs, sat a crumbling one-story house. The path to it wasn't paved, just dry brush and rock. When Deputy Rourke and I pulled up, I remember saying, "No one lives here." I was wrong. The front door was unlocked. Inside, stale air, dust and heat thick as soup. The lights didn't work. A narrow hallway led past rooms stacked with yellowing newspapers, rusted kitchenware, jars of nails and piles of clothes. No sign of life. No sound, just rot. In the living room, we found children's shoes, dozens of them, lined up neatly on a wooden shelf, all different sizes. We thought maybe he was a collector. Then we opened the basement door. The smell hit first. Deputy Rourke threw up on the stairs. The basement wasn't finished. Dirt floor, low ceiling, one bare bulb swinging from a cord. In the far corner, 2 rusted cages, each about the size of a dog kennel. The bars had scratch marks, deep ones. Behind an old mattress leaned against the wall, we found a shallow trench covered by boards and tarp. We pulled it open. Bones, dozens, maybe more. Some were small, too small. I radioed it in and sealed the house. March 26th to April 18th, 1977. Crime scene processing forensics arrived within hours. Over the next 3 weeks, the property yielded human remains linked to at least 17 individuals, all under the age of 13. Most were skeletal, scattered across the crawl space, yard, and a filled-in well behind the house. Some bodies showed signs of blunt force trauma. Others appeared strangled or mutilated. A locked storage room at the back of the house contained binders filled with Polaroids, some labeled with names and dates. The children appeared bound, scared, sometimes unconscious. In several photos, the man presumed to be Lewis Asher can be seen in the background, partially in frame. A refrigerator in the garage held preserved body parts, tightly wrapped in plastic and labeled in masking tape. Andrew, 1972. Kimmy, left hand, 1966. Mark, face. On the second day, Deputy Rourke found a cardboard box of cassette tapes, 21 in total, each marked with a date and a first name. We listened to the first one in my office. It began with a soft male voice, calm, measured. March 2nd, 1961. I got another one today. Name was Peter. He had green eyes. I like the quiet ones. April 20th, 1977. Press briefing. Excerpt. We are treating this as a long-term serial homicide case, I said into the mic, trying to keep my voice steady. At this time, we have not located Lewis Benjamin Asher. We believe he is responsible for the deaths of multiple children over the last 2 decades. What I couldn't say, was what we found scratched into the inside of one of the basement cages. 5 words carved into metal with something sharp. I don't want to die. Final note, Detective Mendez. We never found him. No body, no note, nothing. Just bones, tapes, and the smell. It's been decades, but if I close my eyes, I still see those shoes lined up on the shelf. I still hear the click of the cassette player, his voice whispering like he's just behind me. I got another one today. You're listening because you found the house. That means I'm either gone or dead. Doesn't matter which. You want to know why I did it, I guess. Everyone always wants a reason. They want the why so they can sleep at night. But what if there is no why? My name's Louis Benjamin Asher, born in 1930, raised in Bisbee. My father worked the mines. Mother stayed quiet. I didn't have a bad childhood. I wasn't beaten or touched or left in a basement. No origin story here. I just didn't feel anything. Not the way normal people do. I remember the first time I felt something. I was 11. I trapped a bird under a coffee can, poked a hole in the top so it could breathe. Then I watched it for hours. When it stopped moving, I remember laughing. Not because I hated it, but because I liked how easy it was to make something stop existing. That feeling never left. My first real one was in 1956. A boy named Eli, 9 years old. I met him outside a grocery store, told him I'd pay him to help me load boxes. He smiled, followed me out back like I was Santa Claus. I didn't plan it. I didn't even have tools. I just took him behind a shed and used my hands. He looked at me like I was some kind of alien. That part, that moment of betrayal, was the best part. That's the high no drug can match. I buried him in a washout by Douglas. Watched the news that night while eating a sandwich. They showed his school photo. He had a gap tooth. Looked like a cartoon. After that, I got smarter. Rented storage units in other towns. Built soundproof spaces in the basement. Drove hours to pick them up. Boys, girls, didn't matter. I picked quiet ones, lonely ones, the ones that wouldn't be missed too fast. Peter, Lisa, Darren, Megan, Trent. I remember all their names. I kept track. Had a little notebook. Not out of guilt. Guilt is for people who wish they hadn't done it. I remember them because they were mine. For a few hours they belonged to me. They breathed because I let them. And then they didn't. I didn't torture them. That's not what it was. I wasn't trying to punish anyone. It wasn't rage or revenge. It was about control. It was about making the world small enough to hold in my hand. That's all I ever wanted. People think monsters look like monsters. They want teeth and fire and screaming. But most of the time, it's just a man who knows how to smile. I volunteered at a church fair once. Painted faces. One of the boys I'd already killed was on a flyer behind me. I smiled while I gave a girl a butterfly on her cheek. Her mother thanked me. I said, "Anytime." You don't understand how easy it was. The police never suspected a thing. The neighbors just thought I was shy. I paid my bills. I waved at kids from the mailbox. I helped old ladies carry groceries. No one looks at the man who minds his business. I recorded these tapes in case anyone ever cared to listen. I don't expect you to understand. I don't want forgiveness. But I do want you to remember something. You want to believe that evil is rare, that it's a crack in the system. But I'm telling you, I'm not rare. I'm just one of the ones who got caught. And if you found this, there's probably others like me, just better at hiding. We thought we had a serial killer case, but that word, serial, makes it sound like a pattern, like some twisted system. This wasn't a pattern. It was just a man doing whatever he wanted for as long as he could. The tapes kept coming, 21 in total, each one with a name and a date, each one calm and cold. No panic, no guilt. Just Louis Asher talking like he was describing weather reports. He spoke about the children as if they were playthings. He remembered what they wore, what they smelled like, the things they said before they begged. He mimicked their voices sometimes, not out of mockery, but because he liked the sound of fear echoing back. One tape stood out. It was marked, Sarah, October 1969, kept. Deputy Linda Rourke, crime scene report. We didn't understand what kept meant until we found the freezer beneath the floor. It was sealed in concrete. We broke it open thinking maybe it was where he stored extra food or bones. Instead, we found Sarah. Her body was frozen, preserved. She'd been there 8 years. The autopsy confirmed she was kept alive for at least 2 weeks before she was killed. The full list of recovered remains included 23 confirmed victims, ranging in age from 5 to 13. Most were reported missing across Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and Nevada between 1956 and 1976. He kept detailed journals, spiral notebooks stained with time, listing methods, locations, and the emotional notes of each kill. Bobby, very quiet, cracked easily. Anna screamed a lot. I liked her. Trent bit me, taught me to tape their mouths first. The manhunt for Louis Asher was swift and pointless. There was no car, no recent bank activity. His fingerprints weren't in the system. It was like he vanished. Forensics combed the nearby cliffs, dug up shallow graves, sent dogs into the canyon. Nothing. Then we found the final tape. Cassette recording, March 4th, 1977. They'll come soon. I've been too sloppy, slowed down, got tired. I keep hearing the girl's voice at night. Sarah, maybe that's guilt. Doubt it. If they find me, fine. If not, it's because I chose not to be found. Either way, I had a good run. The backyard held an open grave, fresh dirt, a wooden cross with no name. Inside was nothing. We don't know if it was meant for someone else or for himself, but the medical examiner concluded there was no sign Louis Asher ever died on that property. His DNA was never matched to any remains. No body, no blood, just his voice and what he left behind. Postscript, Detective Mendez. People ask why he did it. Was he abused? Was he sick? Did he hear voices? I've stopped trying to explain. There's no formula for evil. Sometimes it's just a man who likes hurting children. That's it. No mask, no meaning. And that's what keeps me up at night. The house beneath the cliffs was demolished in 1980. The case remains open. Louis Benjamin Asher was never found. For more scary horror stories, please subscribe.